Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought it would be fun to record a get ready with me for my bartending shift. Now I can't go video record everything I do at work. That's just, I feel like a lot of restrictions of what I would be able to do, what I can't. So I thought I would just walk through the process of how I open the bar in the morning, because I'm typically a daytime bartender, sometimes night, depending, and I also work at 2 restaurants. I've mentioned so many times in my videos that I bartend and serve, and I thought, why not just talk about it a little bit while I do my makeup this morning? So my makeup and hair obviously varies from shift to shift, but typically this is what you'll see me as: full face of makeup, and my hair will usually be up in a pony, if not, and it's in a bun. Sometimes I'll leave it down in some curls, but it's kind of rare that I go that extra mile. Before you guys continue on with the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to my channel, the notification bell, and the thumbs up button so I know to film more future content like it. Without further ado, let's get on ready for my bar shift. So first off, I want to start by saying I am wearing a black strapless top, just so you don't think I'm naked on camera. And I just wanted to start off with saying I'm going to put my hair back with a hair salon type clip. We're going to deal with my hair later, but we're going to start with makeup. For makeup, I do a different look every time. It really depends on the mood I'm feeling. I don't really follow the makeup rules of like daytime to nighttime. So like daytime we're wearing lighter colors, more neutral, and nighttime you're like spicing it up, making it darker, wearing lashes. I do as I please. So sometimes I wear lashes during the day, sometimes I don't. It really depends, like I said, the mood that I'm in. So I guess I will start walking you guys through the steps of what I do when I am opening as a bartender. So I start at 10 a.m., but the restaurant doesn't open till 11. And from 10 to 11, I do all my opening duties. So I would go in, turn on all the lights on the bar side, and then turn them on the dining side because the server doesn't get in till a little bit later in the day. And I turn on the lights in the washrooms, and the kitchen lights are obviously already on because the kitchen staff is in at least an hour before me, if not earlier sometimes. As always, all of the products will be listed down below for my Get Ready With Me's, just because Get Ready With Me's aren't so much a tutorial. They're more of a look what I use while I'm chatting to the camera for my makeup of the day, so everything will be listed down below, but I just want to quickly touch on that I'll be using the Jaclyn Volume 1 eyeshadow palette for today's look. Is anyone else so excited for Volume 2? I mean, there's a lot of reds and pinks in there, but looks quite beautiful. So I feel like I've neglected this palette the last little while, so I'm gonna dive right back in. I think I'm going to use more of the taupey shades today, but again, I will list down in the description box the shades that I actually do use. So then I do my beer counts. So there is a count sheet that I fill out in the morning, and I basically count all the beer that's in the fridge, and then in like the freezer fridge, like more in the back, not so much like the front of the bar. And that basically just helps me keep track by the end of my shift how much I've sold, if I've oversold, etc. So that's one of the first things I do in the morning before I get distracted with anything else, because I want to make sure my numbers match for the end of my shift. Once I do that, I put together the dishwasher that washes all the glassware. So you have to take it apart every night and basically get it washed, because you just need to get it washed. And I take a few minutes to put that back together. If there's any dirty glasses from the night before that didn't end up getting washed, put those through before I open. I then proceed to take all the wine out of the fridge. So we have like our house, and then we have the other ones we obviously offer, and I put that in this like open ice cooler space type thing, and I put the juices on the other side of it, so like apple juice, orange juice, margarita mix, stuff like that. And then I pour 2 buckets of ice on top so it stays chilled throughout the day, but it's also at a very convenient spot for when I need to pour it for a guest. Then we have these like napkin dispenser items, and we just put them, there's like 3, we put them across the bar counter just for, you know, when people spill like a little bit of their drink or they're eating and they just obviously need napkins, and it's just at their convenience, because sometimes, as we know, servers and bartenders can be running around busy, so it's just convenient just there for them. And then we have coasters, like a little pocket for coasters on that little dispenser as well. We also have like these rubber type mats. I'll try to throw up like a picture on the screen, but they're just long, and we put it again on the counter, and you know, people can put like their empty drink on it or like a shot. It's just this rubberized thing. I don't know, it looks cool, and we just put it out. And Labatt, which is like the provider, I think it's that provides that kind of stuff, so might as well use it. I should have said this earlier, but I also make sure we're stocked of things that could be like defrosted. So like our margarita mix, which we use for a margarita, and some of the cocktails we previously did have, we need margarita mix, and it's in the like back freezer where the kitchen is, so it takes a little bit to defrost because they're kept frozen. So I always try to make sure that there's 1 or 2 defrosting in the fridge closer to the bar. This is more in the summertime just because we go through them a lot quicker. In the winter / fall, people aren't ordering cocktails as much, but it's just still something important to do because you never know when someone's gonna want their margarita and you have no defrosted margarita mix. We also have like a strawberry mix or raspberry mix, but those don't ever really get used. It's more the margarita mix to make sure we have. And then obviously I check my liquor to make sure that that's also in stock and ready to go. So a popular liquor to always just have chilling and ready to go is Jägermeister. So if I notice there's like this much left in the bottle in the little like freezer part right beside my cashier station, beside my till station, I will go get another one that's full and put it in there so it starts chilling over the day. So when people do come in and I go through that first bottle, I can just jump onto that second bottle and don't have to worry about it not being chilled, because people get quite upset when their Jaeger is not cold. That's another thing I make sure that I'm trying to do during my shift, is drink a lot of water. It's easy to not forget because I know when I'm thirsty, but when you're busy and just like getting dehydrated, especially in the summertime and when you're working on the patio, it's really important to make sure that you are drinking water. So I just make sure I fill a glass of water before my shift with a lemon in it because that's how I like it, and it's like super, super cold. I put lots of ice. I'm gonna go ahead and line my eyes. I will be right back just because this is very hard for me to do on camera, as we all know. I then make sure that all my tables on the bar side are set with little side plates, napkins, and wet naps. Wet naps, if you guys don't know, are the things that you use that are like wet sanitary wipes before or after you have your wings, typically after, but some people like to use it before they eat too if they see them on the table, just have clean hands. Then I also, depending on the day or not, if we have a server in during the day, then I will check that side of the restaurant too, obviously, just to make sure it's like not a disaster. I mean, it never really is, but just make sure that, you know, the restaurant looks good and presentable as soon as somebody walks in the door at 11 a.m. And then I make sure we have cutlery rolled, so fork and knife with a napkin and like a little sticker thing to keep it together. Sometimes you get the random huge party of whatever, 10 that comes in and you don't have enough cutlery rolled, and then you're scrambling to get that done as your tables and people are walking in to your bar side. So it's just good to make sure you have more cutlery than less rolled. I then make sure that I have a sanitization bucket ready to go. So that just has a cloth, and then we call it Sani water or Sani bucket. It's just like sanitization water that's warm, and we put that in a little bucket and we put the cloth in. So we use that to wipe down our tables after the guests leave, after they're done eating or drinking. I try to sometimes change this in the middle of the day when the bucket water gets kind of cold. But other than that, the nighttime bartender will change it when they come in, or on like Fridays or Saturdays when we have a hostess in, she or he will change the water for me, which is nice. I make sure to cut lemons and limes. I check if we have any cut from the night previous that haven't gone bad or dried out completely. So I cut about half a pitcher to a full pitcher depending on the day. Like Fridays are, you know, typically busier. I know it's kind of hard to tell sometimes when you're going to be busy when you're not. So again, better to cut more than less, so then you're prepared, because you're not only using it for your drinks, but the servers are also coming to you to use it because that's just where they're kept in the restaurant. So make sure that you help out your team and make sure they're cut so you're not cutting them on the go. Then I grabbed my till for the day. Now the float is different from day to night, obviously, so I just make sure that it adds up, totals to the number that it needs to for the day. Then I flip on the open switch at the front door, I unlock the doors, I open all of the blinds / shutters, and I start my shift. Now I'm not gonna go through the nighttime process because I don't bartend a lot at night, but the transition from daytime to nighttime, there isn't much. Like, you just have to do your beer counts like I was saying at the beginning of the video, and just see how much beer bottles and cans you sold that day, and then you balance out your till while doing your tip out and such, and again making sure that till now equals the same as when you first started your shift. And you asked the bartender at night if there's anything they'd like to be done before you leave, which typically everything should be done before they get there, but sometimes it's a chaotic day, so you have to stay a bit to just like roll cutlery and like catch up on things that you didn't get to do during the day because you were so slammed. And then yeah, you peace out and you go home. Now that my makeup is complete, I usually go make my lunch. So I bring a lunch to work, usually a sandwich, like 95% of the time. The other 5% I sometimes eat food there. But like I said, most of the time I pack food. Today I think I will be eating at work, so I'm not gonna pack any food. And then after that, I brew myself a cup of coffee and I make either cereal or oatmeal. I typically like to have oatmeal because it's a little bit heavier, and sometimes, I'm sure you guys know in the restaurant industry, you can't actually eat for like hours because it's busy and you don't have like a set meal break in this kind of job. So it's just better to be like a little bit more full so you can kind of stretch that out. Of course, sometimes I get hungrier sooner, but I can't really do much about it. Like if I have guests that I need to be serving, I can't be worried about eating. That's like when you're cleaning up your tables and people are starting to leave and it's like a slower time. So like 2:30 to 3:30-ish, really depends on the day. And I really enjoy this part of my morning because it like kind of gets me up and like, you know, it's just part of my routine. I really enjoy sipping my coffee and having my breakfast while watching like a couple of YouTube videos, and then I'll brush my teeth and I'll go to work. I apply my lipstick right before I leave just because lipstick, moisturizing or not, it tends to dry out my lips. I really prefer wearing chapstick, but it's like my pet peeve having a full glam face and then chapstick. Like, come on girl, put the cherry on top, put the lipstick on your lips. So I'm gonna put that on right before I leave, but let's go have some breakfast and then I will come back to show you kind of my uniform and what I wear to work. Now that I'm back, I have put my hair up in a pony and I put on my lipstick and I put some jewelry on. So I like to wear very minimal jewelry when I'm at work. I just have my C necklace. I usually like to wear my name necklace that says Clarissa, just because it's like basically a name tag, and then you don't really even have to tell people your name. I mean, you should when you go to their table or you're serving someone, but it's just so much easier when it's like literally plastered on you. And then I wear a watch to obviously keep track of time when I have to close out my tables for when the next bartender comes in, and it's just nice because then I'm not checking my phone. And then I wear a dainty little bracelet on my other hand. I typically don't like to wear nails, like fake acrylics, because I find them like super in the way and just can't do anything with them, and especially because this job is so much like you're working with your hands, it's just not practical. So I don't typically have my nails done. If I do, they're just painted a simple color polish. And you'll notice I never wear rings. I love, love, love rings, but it's just not practical for work because like I mentioned in the video, there's like a sanitization bucket with water and a like cloth, and we use that to wipe down the tables. So, and I do that so many times a day that I'm so scared for my jewelry to tarnish. And I know if you have quality enough jewelry that won't happen, but I still don't like the idea. So I would rather not. My hands already get very dry just from doing that motion of putting my hand in that bucket so many times a day. So I just do not wear a lot of finger jewelry. Let's get on into what I wear when I go to work. So as for my outfit, I am wearing Labatt products, obviously because we are a Labatt restaurant. So I'm wearing my Budweiser shirt. I typically have this rolled down, but right now I just have it up because it's more comfortable like that. And then I have these dark denim jeans from Hollister on. The uniform bottom is just dark denim, so I switch in and out between the dark denim pieces I have. We are allowed to wear like a black cardigan, or I guess we could wear like a long sleeve underneath. I don't know about under this though, because that would look kind of whack. But we have other tops as well. We have this one in blue, and then we have our two restaurant named tops, so they literally have the restaurant name on them. And I typically wear those, but today I'm wearing this one. So I have my black cardigan from Aritzia, and it's just like the perfect cardigan because it doesn't look like sloppy. It's like a nice cardigan, and it's perfect for the winter time, obviously. And then when I get warm, I just take it off at the restaurant. But this is like super comfortable to wear while I'm at work. Footwear wise, I wear black shoes, and I destroyed my last pair. You want to make sure you invest in a good, comfortable shoe because you are on your feet all day or all night, depending when you're working. So I have my black Ultra Boosts I've had for years. They have the white bottom soles, which get really dirty really quick, so I have to clean them every now and then. But these are literally like you're walking on clouds. I also have these in white, and I wear those ones for the gym, and these ones are specifically for work. So I know restaurants prefer if you have non-slip shoes. Just be careful when you're walking through the kitchen. Last but not least, I have my bag. I just have my big black hobo bag, that's what I call it. I use this for like back when I was at my internship because it just fits so much. And I also bring it to the restaurant because you'll notice your clothes will start smelling like a restaurant. So the stuff you bring there, you kind of don't want to wear elsewhere. It was the same when I used to work at Starbucks. When I worked at Starbucks, I would smell like milk and coffee all the time. So those clothes literally stayed in a corner of my closet. So in here, that's important to note, is my apron. So this one just says Budweiser, and it just has a clip. So when I go to work, I literally just clip it in. I have a billfold, so it just says American Express, and I keep all like my debit and credit slips in here. I have a notepad, and I don't always use this when I'm on bar just because the orders are so much quicker and you're just like typing it in as they're telling you while they're sitting at the bar. But if I'm going to a larger like group at a table, then I will definitely take this with me. And I like clicky pens because the ones with caps are just annoying to deal with when it's chaotic. This one's just like so easy. And then last, I carry my own little float for when I'm serving, and this little wallet from Brandy Melville. It's gotten me through a lot, so I just carry some change in here if I have to break big bills. And that sums up this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if there's content you'd like me to film around this topic in the future. I'd be interested to know what kind of content you'd like to see on this topic, but I'm open to hear ideas, so drop them down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.